Welcome, one. Welcome all. Holy hell. You know everyone's watching. Everyone's seated in the arena for this episode. How could they not be? Holy Toledo. Welcome back to the 39th episode of Figure Down Friday. I am your host with... I'd like to say I have the most, but I've got nearly nothing. The Leon Icon, Nicholas effing Storm here, as my mother would say, Nicholas Storm. But if you have eyes and probably ears towards the later portion of this episode, you'll probably hear and see on your screen. Dude, we are joined with 3XR Studio. If I could call you Adam, how the hell are you doing, dude? Hey, welcome.
Thanks, man. Good. You?
I'm really, really good, dude. Yeah, I heard you say yes, please, because I think calling you 3XR would, it would get maybe a little tiresome, I can see.
Yeah, it would be pretty weird, I suppose. No one's really like asked that much about that name, but it's like, it's one of those things, because when I started doing this, I didn't really like think about it or care. And then it's like, now I've got that name, I'm like, oh, but, you know, whatever.
Was it sort of just like a name for the sake of like, all right, I want to get my project sort of out of here. Let me just think of something up.
It was because like the Instagram logo thing is a small circle. I wanted like three letters that kind of filled it, and they were equal balancing. And I just liked those letters. So the initial thinking was Kurt Angle, 3 eyes. But R's are better than an I because of the width. And then it was like, what does R stand for? It's like, you know, recycle, rework, replenish, all this shit.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah.
Well, if you had to give an acronym to 3XR, what would you give it?
Well, the X just means 3 times R's, but I don't know what X. I don't even know many words that begin with X. Xylophone.
Yeah, xylophone's the only one that comes to mind every time.
Yeah,
X-ray,
xylophone, 3 xylophone rhinos. I don't know.
3 xylophone rhinos in the studio. No, I'm gonna give a shout out to the chat real quick. Dream Match Figs, how the heck are you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. I'm dying. That's when you know it's gonna be a good episode. Welcome to the freaking stream. I need to hydrate. This is a warning for everyone out there to hydrate. But if you guys missed it last week, we talked about, here on Figure Friday, the 38th episode of Figure Down Friday, we talked all about the SDCC reveals from the WWE side. There were some AEW reveals as well, which we might touch on as well in a little bit on the later portion of this episode. But I want to talk all about Adam, baby. This is why I have you here, alright? I want to talk all about, for the people who might not know, like, what you do out there, for the people who might not know, who is Adam to you? For the people who might not frickin' know, what do you do, and what's your sort of game in the figure sort of realm?
Just making custom figures, really. That's my there's a bit of a torso. There's a Joe Hendry head.
Yeah, dude.
I may finish tonight or tomorrow, which I'll sell then. But yeah. Guess that's it, really.
Yeah. So where did that come about? Were you like a figure collector before the custom sort of came about, or were you always sort of making projects? How did that sort of?
Not really. I'm kind of like, I work in design and branding, advertising stuff anyway. So like creativity, art, whatever has always been like a thing that I've done. I started doing it when it was like lockdown. I don't really know what even triggered it, because I started getting a couple of like Mattel Elites that I put on my desk at work. And then I think I started looking at, I don't even know how I ended up doing it, but I found like BEW Boo, but I've never actually said it out loud, so I don't know how you say it. Doing like a Tommaso Ciampa thing on YouTube. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I just started trying to do it. And I kind of managed to, I was just quite good at it quite quickly. If I'm not, I always stop doing things. Like if I'm,
Me too, man.
Like,
it doesn't
hook me
good
in an hour. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I don't know if I
Yeah.
can swear. But there you go.
Absolutely, dude. I'm a sailor on
Okay,
here.
right.
Sometimes I can't help it. So we get really out of hand sometimes. You
Yeah.
mentioned BEW and all
Hmm.
that, and I kind of wanted to throw it to one of the projects that I actually have right now up, and
Oh,
shot
cool.
by Manny, dude. Figure Kingdom.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Figure Kingdom. Freaking capturing these beautiful Hardy Boys, but the people who brought us the Hardy Boys was one, yours truly, Adam, and also BEW. So, talk to me a little bit on working on this project. Did you guys sort of talk it? You and BEW talk it out. What was the process, sort of choosing this attire, choosing these customs to? I guess this was for a competition, right? Yeah, JPD Customs. I remember this. I remember this tourney.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool, really. I mean, I just reached out to him. We'd been speaking at this point anyway, because I've been doing this for a couple of years at that point. So I was like, it'd be great to do this because you're doing like a tag team tournament. So it's like you and whoever you wanted to team up with, come up with
Right.
an idea and do it. And I told him that, he was like one of my main influences to get into it. So it'd be good to do something with him. And he was like honored by that. So we did it. I don't know why we picked these. Like because I knew I was going to end up getting Matt, which wasn't that exciting anyway.
Right. I mean, yeah, Jeff's
So
the more excited. I mean, I'm a big Jeff head, so yeah.
yeah, but I think maybe he just done something with some jeans, and I was like, oh, that's like what the thing I had. The issue I had with their like base figures anyway was just that the jeans always looked a bit shit.
Right.
So it's like if we can do like, that's the main thing really. It's like those jeans with like the white like
Right. Yeah.
boot thing sticking out. I was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that'd
Like
be
the big
cool.
Jenko sort of 90s
Yeah,
jeans.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then, yeah, but we didn't win, but we sold these for quite a lot, which was good.
Hey, I think you won in that regard.
Yeah.
You won in that regard, dude. Yeah, these are awesome, man. Are you more like a '90s sort of fan in your collecting? Are you a big Hardy Boys head?
Not really. I mean, I guess like I'm 39, right? So I kind
Right,
of I was watching early 90s stuff. Or even when I was a kid, I'd like rent videos of like the stuff in the 80s. So,
right,
SummerSlam 89, I think, or 88 was maybe the first thing that I saw. Um, so I kind of when I go back on the network, I generally watch a lot of like super old stuff. But then yeah, like Attitude Era stuff was me as a kid at school. Um, so I was well into it at this point. Um, but yeah, but then because of doing customs and stuff, um, kind of brought me up to speed with like the newer stuff, and now I'm kind of like more into it than I'd ever been really.
right.
There's a
So yeah,
No, I was just going to say there's a podcast in the UK called WrestleMe. I don't know if you're aware of it, but it was like this guy Mark who like knows everything about wrestling, and his mate who didn't know anything, and they started watching like WrestleManias together. They both watched WrestleMania 1, talk about it. He would like tell him about who everyone was and all that sort of stuff, and they just kept doing it.
yep.
It's really cool, and that kind of got me back into the wrestling thing, I think, before I started doing this. So because I kind of, I guess, like, I don't know, once I was about 16 maybe, like I didn't watch it for like a long time, like the whole
Yeah,
John Cena era pretty much didn't watch.
yeah.
And then I probably started watching it again in about 2019 maybe.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah,
you were like a lapsed fan for a while. It sounds like, and
yeah.
so with that channel, did you say Wrestle Mead? It was.
Wrestle Me, Me.
Wrestle
Yeah,
Me, Wrestle
yeah,
Me.
yeah,
No, you're, but
yeah.
yeah, Wrestle Me
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and maybe with doing customs for figures, did that sort of help you like get you back into wrestling a little bit? Is that what you're saying? A little bit?
Yeah, yeah, because
Hell
at,
yeah!
at first I was doing like I was selling decals for a while just on like a
Yep.
store that I had because I again because of my work using like Illustrator, Photoshop and stuff, it was just kind of easy for me. And there was no one in the UK doing it at the time. So I was like, oh, this seems like a, a nice little market gap.
Yeah.
And then it was people asking for stuff, but I didn't know who they were. So then I'd have to like watch YouTube videos to sort of get screenshots of, a tattoo or the side of their leg or whatever. So it was more through research, I guess. And then, yeah.
Dude, I remember when you were doing decals and stuff like that. Was there a reason you? I guess I'm not seeing a lot of like decals recently. Is there a reason that you stopped for now indefinitely? I guess. Was it like that sort of? It felt a little bit too much like research or homework at the end of the day. Was that sort of play into it?
Well, I still do them now, but I have like a digital space that people can subscribe to and then
Oh,
and then just
awesome.
print it themselves. It was really it was just a pain in the ass to like print things out and then cut bits of paper out and then mail them.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't worth, unless somebody was ordering like a certain amount, which, for like $10 here and there.
Yeah.
Just a pain. That was
The
simply it,
juice
really.
isn't worth the squeeze when you're individually cutting
No.
out little bits of paper, I imagine. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Well, that's cool. Let's
Yeah.
shout it out real quick. What's the link if people are out there wondering?
So if you go on my Instagram, which is just at 3XR Studio, and then there's a link, it has it in there because it's a Patreon, so it's patreon.com/3XR Club.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, it
but
is. Dude, I hear a doggy in the background. Is that true?
oh yeah, he's
Oh, I'm a big
he's
dog
asleep.
person.
He's asleep.
I love him.
He's asleep, I think.
Oh,
Wherever
let
he
him
is.
rest. He's having the best dreams right now, probably. Listening to his papa on Figure Friday right now, no doubt.
Yeah. What time is it? What time is it for you? Is it like morning?
Yeah, so right now it's 8:15 a.m.
Oh wow.
And at 10 a.m. I got work. So yeah, it's a big day for me. I'm very bad at planning and organizing, but hey, maybe I'll have
So
to
is
get Nick
this
Storm on an episode and ask him all about it.
is this is this time pretty much for Americans?
I guess so. Yeah, yeah. This is like
Yeah, yeah,
prime time. This is when like SmackDown's on. I guess this is what
yeah, yeah.
that's where I shoot from at least. I guess shoot from the
Hmm.
hip, so we can get all the tens of millions of people in the arena, if you will. But what else? What other? Freaking, let me get this segue under control. What also seems like there's millions of people in this arena. Holy hell, dude! Look at that. You like that segue, dude? I don't get paid
Good.
anything for this. But yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I want to talk again. So this is a shout out to JPD, dude. Second time mentioned on this episode.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of competitions. He holds a lot of good stuff. I love him. I don't love him. That's a strong word. He does great things. I love the work he does. I don't love him as a person. I feel like that's a little forward. But
He's a really nice guy.
yeah, he's a
pretty-
very nice guy. But I guess I do love that he's nice. Okay, I'll say that. But March Madness 2023 competition, you entered it here with an Ultimate Edition Atom Bomb. This is freaking crazy to me. I think this is maybe one of this is the highlights. One of your from your post, I guess, from your creative brain. This is one of my highlights for sure. I think the colors on this like pop so huge. Talk to me about making a custom like this. Was this a challenging project to undertake, or was it sort of like, I guess there's like some minor details. Let me make sure I get these right. How is it to get this actually out and sending it to Figure Kingdom as well to do a little photography, if you will.
Yeah, so this is the first thing I got Manny to shoot, which brings it to life. This was like quite an annoying one to do in terms of this. I just started to like sculpt stuff at this point, so I was
Right, yeah.
sculpting the upper part on it's basically the first Ultimate Triple H base underneath it with.
Oh, is that a singlet sculpted on it? Oh wow.
Yeah. So I sculpted
Yeah.
that. I think it's pretty much Triple H. I don't with then like Undertaker whatever you call these things, like tops of the gloves, and then
Oh yeah,
Mysterio hands.
yeah,
But because there's not that, and then like a Jack's head that's been scaled, and then some GI Joe goggles, I think it was.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was like because I knew it was going to get photographed. It was for a competition, so I was just being like, super anal about everything, and then trying to get those two like uh, singlet bits to be like as smooth as possible. Um, but yeah, it was pretty satisfying. I haven't done that again since. Because I did that so nicely at the time. I just thought, fuck it. But now it's easier because there's way more torso options for doing that anyway. It's just at the time
Right.
there was like I don't think there was any.
Yeah, this is what, March 2023. So I think like the Ultimate
Yeah.
Lion's like a year or two, if anything. So there's not a lot of torsos, and you're talking like 2 figures per wave, dude. So yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't even
exactly.
realize there was sculpting on this. That's how clean it is, man. That's like a whole nother game. Is sculpting something where if you have to undertake it in a project, are you sort of game for it, or is it like, okay, now I gotta start doing like use this sculpting podge, if you will, and do sort of that. How do you incorporate it like that?
Yeah, I use it quite a bit, but it's always for like really small things usually. Like, if you need to like I quite like to put like an extra bit of kick pad on. I've done that a few times where
Right.
like how Jericho's old kick pads they'd feel quite like chunky, so I put like a bit on
Right.
the top.
Yeah.
Um and then like if you've got to put I don't know, like a whatever you call it. I put like a thing on the mountie, whatever that like like thing that
Right.
flaps up
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I always forget what that's called.
It's 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 normally like really small details, I guess, rather than like the
Right.
large parts. Like someone like Chargrove does a lot of sculpting.
Shout
But I
out.
just don't
Yeah.
know I just don't know how to get it quite that smooth. Like I seem to like maybe it's a patience thing, or like how much you need to sand it. But the way I try and do things, I try and do things with as much stock parts as possible. I even try and do as
Yeah.
minimal painting just so the final thing is less fragile. So if I can
Yeah.
get like if it costs more, but I can get, a red crotch or whatever it is, so I can just get it as
Yeah.
close as it's possible. So it's like not through like laziness afterwards. It's just so it makes it like as close to factory as possible.
I'm the same because I think chipping is like one of the biggest detriments when you get a piece like
Yeah,
a custom or something like that. So I agree with that sentiment.
yeah, totally. I've just started with this company in China that do these like special. Um, I don't even know what type of print it is really, but it's not like normal decal. So you sort of put it down on top of it, but it's like super thin film. So it
Oh yeah.
looks pretty much.
Is that
I
the
don't know
thing
if you'll
that
be able to see it.
you were messing around with on your Instagram, right? Did I
Yeah,
see something like that?
I posted. Oh, it's here. I posted a thing about it, like on my stories, but
Right.
you can kind of see potentially the camera. See that on there? But
Yeah,
it's
you
like
cannot see like any come up, like you can't see any ride up
no,
at all.
it's like this is just from a sample that they gave me. So
Yeah.
it's obviously it doesn't mean anything, but it's
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
when did Angelo Dawkins get?
But when you look at like that compared to that, it's if
Yeah.
anything, it's slightly better because it's a little bit thicker. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it doesn't like if you scratch it with your nail, it will come off. But
Right.
I mean,
It's not
don't
like
do that.
a figures toy company where it's a literal sticker, and it's not like paint where it can just literally come off real easily. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I think that's
and
like a good middle ground.
yeah, and if you do that with a normal decal, you just sort of end up pulling it away, like the paint shows from underneath, and yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they're basically prototypes, aren't they? So
Yeah.
um,
I don't
yeah,
do like a lot of customs, but I can imagine when it comes to doing like water-based decals and putting it onto like a paint, sort of area, like a painted area, does that get a little like headachy? Do you run into any issues with that?
um, not not so much. Like this is this Joe Hendry that I'm doing at the moment. So
Yeah.
I go like white underneath, and I put the clear ones on top because clear ones are thinner, so that like they
Yep.
don't sort of stick out as much. And then just sort of paint around it. But I don't know, like some things that if I can now, I'll I'll paint it instead or mask it. Obviously, I can't if it's
Right.
like super small, but um, I don't know. I can't remember what I posted recently, but there's some stuff on that which is it's just paint.
Hell
Because
yeah.
again,
You
it just
might even
makes
get
it like
into it.
yeah. I mean that Adam Bomb, for example. The
Yeah.
only thing that's a decal is like the little symbol on his ab area. All that yellow
All
stuff is
right.
paint. Yeah.
Did you paint like the knee pad design too?
No, no, actually, no. I'm
Okay.
lying. That isn't either.
I was gonna say you have one steady hand, sir. You still do.
Yeah.
This is still incredible, dude. So you did like all of like the yellow lines and everything on the singlet. You still did and everything. Like that's still like super small to me. I don't know. I don't know how you get that tiny detail. Do you have like a magnifying glass or something like that, and like a little light? Probably.
No, you know, I have the light on, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no, um, no. I tried doing that a few years when I started. I had these like goggles that were like magnifying glasses, but it doesn't really help because I can't. I find it's difficult to know because your hand is massive. So I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
people who do Warhammer and stuff who are
Oh
amazing,
right.
they kind of do that. But fortunately, these things are a bit bigger and generally they're simpler. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, Warhammer is tiny, so if you're spending hours on Warhammer, shout out to you. Holy hell. Galore wrestling figures, dude. Shout out to the chat. Hey gents. Hey, nice to see you, dude. This guy was really, really excited. He was like,
Mm.
I'm the most excited I've ever been in my life for this episode. Nothing is ever gonna make me this excited. I might be paraphrasing, but it was something like that. Dream match
That'll do.
figs. Yeah, that'll do. I remember a Vikingo that you Adam made that had a basic
Mm.
T-shirt torso, and I loved it. Oh, do you remember what Dream Match is talking about here?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna try and pull it up while you
I'm
while you speak
just
on it.
it's how far down is that? Um, yeah, I used like a Rey Mysterio. It was like a Rey Mysterio where he wore like a shirt and had yellow tights.
Right?
Um,
Yeah.
it's da-da-da,
Oh,
here.
it's far, baby. We scrolling. Oh, we scrolling. But dude, like, yeah. Do you like? Are you familiar with Vikingos? I guess like work. Was that someone where that you had to do like a little research on? Were you a fan of Vikingo when you were making him?
No, I mean I'd seen like a few matches and you know it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, not overly familiar. I think it was just a commission, but I was like, yeah, cool. I hadn't done that before. Like Alex Headeration had recently done his head, so I was like, okay, that helps. Um, but yeah, like this one came out like super clean. Like I did, like I forget what I used now, but the I like cut. Oh yeah, da, 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 da. Yeah. I like what I tend to do is I'll use like you know like the rubber stuff from other figures like you know a Lex Luger cape or something. And I'll just cut a
Oh
piece
right.
off it just so it's sort of the same material as other things and try and
Sure.
keep
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
as inbred as possible. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, someone like Vikingo, dude, and a Jun Kusai, dude. Is this true, dude? I need to
I
do more
don't.
research. I have some customs pulled up, but I think you could. The thing about your page, all right, I can get stuck for hours, bro.
Great.
The custom work,
It's good for the
not only that, but the
yeah.
photography as well. Like I think like your photography skills alone are great too. I mean, you say someone like a Figure Kingdom brings them to life, dude. You don't even need a Figure Kingdom sometimes. Like the backdrop that you have here, like that first day of school backdrop, and then you have the figure in the chat.
Hmm.
In the chat, I can't freaking read. What am my brain doing? I need coffee. But you have the figure right in front of it. Like and you add a little grain and all these things to it as well. Are you a big like photography nut, or is that something that you picked up through this hobby as well?
No, not really. It was through this. And
Right.
Figure Kingdom helped me quite a lot. The background was from Nick's Custom Toys. So he like I liked how he was doing his background. He said like I use felt, so I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't want it to be exactly the same, so I just did a slightly different felt cover. But I've got a shed at the end of my garden, and in there I have like a desk, and it's basically like a scaled down, you know, studio shoot. So I have like
Yeah.
two little like lights on tripods, and I started adding this like color thing behind it. I did like for a short period. I started trying to do more stuff with a ring,
Oh yeah.
but then I was just like I kept doing the same thing because I got really comfortable with it, just doing them standing, on the ground, and I was like, can I be bothered to do this? Because also I was doing it in the garden and it was cold, so I was like,
Right.
maybe when I have like some more space and I can like set up something properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's the photography bit is the bit that I enjoy the most. So why I don't
Right.
keep any of these figures. Like I always sell them because as soon as I've taken a photo of it, I don't really care. It's like
Yeah.
that like portfolio is my thing. Like I'm not too I'm kind of done and on to the next one as soon as I finished it.
Yeah, and I feel like someone out there is probably going to get a good kick out of like for say a Vikingo, custom, because I don't think there is a Vikingo out there, so like something like that, if someone holds a sentimental value and you're just like, hey dude, my portfolio, bro, I'm actually the same as you. If I could go that route, I'd probably, just keep the portfolio, keep my resume on hand. But
Hmm.
speaking of that Vikingo, dude, we pulled it up
There he
here.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you freaking? Are you a Frankensteiner right here? Did you put an elite like lower on a basic upper? Is that what you did here?
Yeah, so the upper is a basic. It's because I wanted that piece to be like really smooth,
Yeah.
and sometimes the a basic torso is more realistic, right? Because it doesn't like a real life body doesn't have
Yeah.
a cut in the
No
middle of it.
articulation. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean this guy is like one of the most articulate movers in real life,
Right.
so maybe it's a bit of a um, you know, bit damning that he can't move in his ab area. But yeah, I don't know. For that like thing to look right, it's kind of worked a bit better that way.
Yeah. I think
And then I
aesthetics
think,
sometimes work overall better.
yeah, what did I do on the mid? Oh yeah, so Jimmy Hart build a figure like thing around the middle of it, and then some
Oh no way.
triangles. Yeah, and then like triangles that were cut from the a Rey Mysterio vest. What was the lower? Yeah, Angel Gaza. Yes, yeah, and then I've got Ultimate Edition boots, so it's everything.
Yeah, this is a little bit of literally a Frankenstein project. I
Yeah.
like a lot of these customs that you undertake. Are they like a lot of them like Frankenstein sort of things? Like, is there is there many times where you just use like one brand or company of figure? Or is it do you pick and choose and stuff like that? I feel like sometimes you might have to.
I have done that before. Um, my friend Callum CMW, he does a lot. He uses like AW boots a lot
Oh yeah,
because they're like kick pad versions are like really good. I guess I don't really stray from Mattel stuff that often, apart from the odd accessory if you need like those GI Joe goggles or um, but yeah, generally as I use a lot of Jack's heads, but they're like uh, Callum scans them and scales them down.
right.
Um, but yeah,
Okay, well, yeah, I like that. It's a very creative recipe. Exactly. Yeah, reason why I dug it. I mean, yeah, I feel like you can sort of things like that. You can sort of see like if you're a figure fan from a mile away, you can sort of appreciate it more. You got to be like, how the hell did he put this basic body on these elite legs? You madman. I love it. You are Dr. Frankenstein. Adam Frankenstein, I believe, is the birth certificate. But I don't want to dox you here because that's not what we do here on Figure Friday. We talk about figures.
Sure.
And one thing I want to talk more about is more about your figures. Because there's an Ahmed Johnson, dude, an Ahmed Johnson, bro. That I think is this is like on par with the atom bomb for me. This might skyrocket a little bit past the atom bomb, but this is like one of my favorites from the Attitude Era, the '90s, the golden era, if you will, a golden age. What is it, new gen era? I forget. There's so many eras, bro. When it gets to that part,
is it called New Gen? Federation era? I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, something cheeky like that. When it comes to stuff like that, I remember Ahmed Johnson was someone that like really like surprised me in when it came to like his moveset. It was nothing like I don't know, like his look, his moveset was nothing like I saw on TV, like wrestling TV around that era. I guess like in WWF or whatever the case. So talk to me, talk my brain off about this. I can see some sculpting here as well. There's definitely, it looks like some unique sculpting on the boots. Dude, talk my ear off about this project, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was this?
Not that difficult, believe it or not.
I've
done,
okay.
I think maybe this is the third one of these I've done. I've actually still got this because the guy that I made it for, who's in America, I'm doing an LOD set for him as well, so I was like, I'll just send it all at the same time. But yeah, the boots are from Kama Mustafa, when he was like had the red singlet on. Yep. I don't think I edited them at all. They're just painted, and then vintage boots are always like super glossy, so doing that like adds so much to it. I think the pads, I think the upper pads are from Dusty Rhodes because he has like big knee pads. I usually use Jack's ones sometimes for them, but I think they're either from him or from Earthquake. I didn't write it in the side, did I? No.
That's all right.
And then I think he's got like maybe Roman Reigns gauntlets, maybe.
Oh yeah. Those Roman Reigns gauntlets are great for a lot of things, but sorry, go on.
Yeah. Lesnar gloves. And then it's mostly what's his name? Ezekiel Jackson.
Oh yeah. He'd probably there you go. He'd make a great base for it. Like his same body type, dude. And this head sculpt from Head Gimmicks as well. I mean, shout out to Head Gimmicks. Like ton of great stuff over there. It's a dude, look at that. This isn't like the stock title as well, is it? This is looks like a new strap.
The pads are from Mark Head Gimmicks as well, actually. And they are like they're so sharp. You like when you paint them, like just really like stab your fingers a lot. But
wow, so they're that sharp. I get it. Is it like plastic, like a plastic molded sort of like
they're
a 3D
resin
print? Okay.
But I think like it's like a little bit softer. So it's not like as brittle, so you can when you sort of squeeze it on, it doesn't snap. Like if you, I don't know, a few years ago, it was always like really stiff, and things have got a lot softer now. Like I've got this Uncle Howdy head here.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
It's like this is from Headeration, but I don't know if you can see that. But it's like it's really like bendy.
Wow, dude, I feel like that would snap if I did that. Like just judging off head scans and casts and stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of heads that I've got from that are like a bit older, they're like super brittle, drop them on the floor and they'll snap. But this is like, it's got like a load of bend on it, which is great.
How good, man. You might have sold me on some more Headeration stuff. I might have to go add to cart right now, damn.
Yeah, Alex is great.
I love it. Yeah, he's awesome. He's such a nice dude too. Shout out to Alex.
What was I saying before that?
Something about Ahmed.
That belt.
There we are.
I just painted the strap on a normal.
Oh wow.
I think I glossed the metal bit as well, just so it sort of shined a bit more in the photo.
Yeah, there's a lot of sheen on it. I love that. I'm gonna have to try and ask what paint you use, because that's glistening, my dude. Holy. I do like that. Dude. Oh man, I remember when you posted this one. And I remember being like, "Oh my god, dude, this was so freaking fast. I didn't even know there was a head scan out for this yet." Do you know at all what I'm talking about when it comes to
No, I
the
don't know.
teasing it? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Bam, dude. Freaking Zac Efron as
Oh
Kevin
yeah,
Von
yeah, yeah,
Erich
yeah.
from the Iron Claw movie. For one, this movie is just a one of the biggest masterpieces I've ever seen. I don't know. It was a great movie, but dude, movie with
Yeah, yeah.
tears. It
No,
made me an
I
emotional
agree
little
completely.
boy. Oh
Amazing. It
man,
was like, yeah, like he's so good in it.
yeah,
I kind
absolutely.
of, I don't even, because had he done anything like serious at that point? Maybe he had, but maybe I hadn't seen it. But yeah, really good.
Yeah, High School Musical,
Um,
man. You don't remember? You don't remember
oh
that
yeah, yeah,
serious
super, super,
undertaking?
super serious. Yeah. Um, da, 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 da. Yeah, I got this from Falcon
Yeah.
Customs. The head.
Wow.
I forget who sculpted it now. It might have been Gray, but I could be wrong. I don't know, but uh, yeah, he gave me the file so that I could print it here, so it's quicker. Um, yeah, with a lot of these things, it's like if you post it at this point, I think I was trying to get 10,000 followers, so I was just really like doing what I could to get more
Right.
traction. Um, and that one did pretty well. But yeah, there's certain things if you just do it at the right time. Like I happened to have a Tamatonga head like as he debuted, so I managed to get it out in like the same just the day after or something. I think that's
Right.
the quickest one I've done. But like sometimes I'm thinking now, like I'll watch like a pay-per-view or PLE, whatever you want to call it, and trying to like predict what might happen and like thinking, can I do that like super fast? But yeah,
Yeah. So is that the quickest turnaround time you've had? Is that Tamatonga like a day?
yeah, I think that's the quickest one that I've done like from when it happened on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
you because like
yeah, maybe like uh, I did a Jay White once when he wore black and white attire, but I faked it. I just sort of photoshopped the photo that I'd done before. I did say that in the caption though. I didn't say that. I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
trying to claim that I didn't, but yeah.
Big gotcha. Dude, I found that Tamatonga and it does not look like you made this in a day. I just want to say that. It looks like you made this in like 2 weeks. You know, it looks like you
Oh,
spent a lot
thanks.
of time on this. Like it genuinely does not look like you spent a day on this. I can see maybe is this like the Pat McAfee legs? Um,
Yeah,
I
Pat
think you might
McAfee
even
legs.
said something probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, the Rock upper. I used a Finn Balor towel on the back.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, it was just I don't know. It was just quite. I just had the things just there, and it's like I can
Yeah.
do this pretty quickly.
Oh,
Um,
good. Yeah, I love that.
but
Uh,
yeah, that was a
no,
good one.
continue. Sorry. I was.
No, I was just gonna say like I sort of had to I shaved the hair off because he hadn't done like now I've got his updated one here. He's got like
Oh
the
right.
that on it, but because his head was old, it had like more hair, so I sort of shaved the sides off. That was the only like
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're
um
talking about. Yeah,
that was the only technical thing about that one really. The rest of it
you
was
can
pretty
you
easy.
can't even freaking tell, dude. God damn. Here I am trying to tell, and you're making it hard to tell. Okay. Put your paintbrush down for a second and let me tell for a bit. No, I want to bring up another thing because I quite like this project. I remember seeing this, and it was a Galoob inspired packaging for an Ultimate
Hmm.
Edition Will Ospreay that he did based on AEW All In last year from his match with Chris Jericho. I still think
Yeah.
gave one of Jericho's best matches, probably. Thanks, Will. Thank you, Osprey, for that. But speak a little bit on this, and doing packaging. You mentioned a little bit how you are sort of into the graphic design sort of world, and you can really tell from your page. You can obviously tell. I mean, you have a knack. Everything's very eye grabby. There's a lot of eye candy, and this packaging is like no different. I think. Talk my ear off about this. And when it comes to making packaging, is that sort of like a how did you come about? I don't know, having that idea instead of just having a standalone figure. Let's do a packaging as well.
Sure, sure. The the reason I even did this was my family and I moved back. We were living in America for like 2 years, and then we
Right.
moved back, and then I think it was like the month that we moved back, this All In was on.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of went with Clarkey Collector and the NWF, who you might know
Yeah,
on here.
absolutely. I know both of
Uh,
them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was kind of why I did this one. The Galoob thing, yeah, there's no real connection to Osprey with that. It was just that that's kind of like my most nostalgic kind of line, I guess, as a kid. Like, that's
Oh
the
yeah.
first thing that I remember of like, there's a shop in the UK at the time called Woolworths, which I think is there one in Australia. It's not the
Yeah,
same thing,
dude. That's
but yeah,
that's
it's
like
not. It's
our like grocery store. Yeah, it's
yeah,
our Woolworths everywhere.
it's not the same thing. It's just got the same name. I remember seeing.
Got
I
you.
went
Yeah.
to my mate lives in Sydney and he got married like a few years ago, so I went there and I was like, oh,
Yeah. You're like, is that a
uh,
fucking Woolworths?
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think it was just because I don't know. Did I see this? Did I see someone else do the same thing with this? Maybe it's maybe Falcon used the what are they? Coliseum collection cards, because
Right.
they're pretty
Yep.
easy with these because you can just it's just like a piece of card at the back, so you know
You
you can
slide
print it
them
and
in,
slide it
slide it
in.
out. That's great. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I'm actually doing another one of these ospreys of this attire. That's the
Oh yeah.
that like new process that I showed you earlier. That's like the first thing that I've ordered. So I'm going to try and do this attire with that style of printing.
Oh yeah.
I've got X6 Studio. Are they called X6 Studio? Yeah, doing like a robe, like with like leather and shit on it. Like it's going to be.
Right.
I'm trying to make it the most perfect costume
That.
that I've
Oh
ever
my
done.
god. Bro, I mean,
Uh,
if you're getting like soft good robes, I mean, it's up there. It's already up there and as the best custom ever. Because I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
how much does that cost? Like a soft good robe with leather and all that. It gets pretty pricey, I
Uh,
imagine.
yeah, I think it's not too bad. It's
Right.
definitely worth more than that when you see it. I think it was like $200, but
Right.
I mean, you could get like a pretty decent human coat for that. Um,
Yeah. This is
but
true.
uh, but yeah, like the the work on it, craftsmanship. What is it? It's a girl that does it. What's the word for craftsmanship as a girl? But whatever. It's so really good.
Craft
Like
womanship.
yeah, I don't
No.
think there's a word for it, is there? The
No.
craft. I'll just say
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
craft. I'm trying to be too woke. Yeah, she did an edge coat for me like a few years ago, which I posted on a thing. Um, what else? The Akeem I did recently.
Oh yeah.
That was her that made the like shirt and stuff.
Cool,
But
cool.
yeah, really, really good.
Doing some jiving, dude. I love me some Akeem. You know what I need? I need a Slick Daddy freaking Elite, please, or build a figure from Mattel. I'm saying, I need one.
Who?
Do you share that sentiment? Slick Daddy, Slick Money.
Oh, Slick is in
Yeah,
the Jive Man or whatever he's called.
yeah,
What are they
whatever.
called?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
I,
too sure.
I've got like I've got
The
two
Jive Man.
I've got two Slick heads. And the
Oh
reason
no
why I
way.
haven't done it yet is I can't I just haven't been able to figure out what body to use just because he's so sort of slim.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't want to
Like I.
use I didn't want to use like a Marvel figure because I just don't want it to be different. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I sculpt on what was the who's this really small guy? James Ellsworth. I think that's like the
Oh,
thinnest
that's
one
right.
they've done.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the weirdest torso
someone-
choice they have.
yeah, maybe I have to like put an actual like like suit on top of it. I don't know, but yeah,
Right. I mean, Mattel's doing a lot more like cloth goods suits apparently. I mean, there's like the Muhammad Ali, that one Triple H.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There's like that one Elite Cody Rhodes that came out not long ago with the suit. He's not like too tall. He's like a pretty short, like sort of figure. So that might work for a Slick.
It's more the width, the girth,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
The girth, of
Um,
course.
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like the Jimmy Hart figure, maybe that's just
Yeah,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. It'll probably
yeah.
work.
There you go.
But I
Hey,
think he
Mattel,
was like super.
giving you ideas.
Yeah, he was pretty tall as well, though. I think. Like,
Oh yeah, he was.
yeah,
He was
I
tall
don't
and
know.
like lanky. I remember. Yeah, he was like a
Yeah,
pencil.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very very
Exactly.
true. Doctor of Soul, exactly. Dream Match Figs gets it. The
Oh, yeah,
Doctor
that's
of
the one. Yeah,
Soul.
yeah, yeah.
And we actually have some comments as well. Arkman is insane, dude. Mania 13. See, even Dream Match knows. Dream Match is cultured. He knows ball. I think the kids are saying nowadays. He knows ball. But knowing ball comes with knowing a little bit of Hayabusa, dude. Cause this is
Mm.
I keep saying like, this is my favorite costume of yours, but I think like they're all on par. I don't know, man. Especially like I
Huh.
love hits of gold on figures, and I think
Hmm.
like this is. I mean, come on, look at all this, dude. I don't know why I'm showing you, but anyway, talk to me a little bit about Hayabusa.
This was quite a while ago.
Yeah,
96 weeks apparently, according to that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, the only thing that I don't like about this is that I didn't do like the like split toe in the foot.
Right, yeah, yeah. If you could go back, would you?
Yeah, that's the only thing with this. 'Cause I think I've seen Chargrove maybe since do it like that.
Right.
That's the only thing that, but the rest of it is pretty good. There's little like triangle flaps or whatever they are on his hands. Those are like
Yeah.
sculpting bits.
Oh, that's
That might have
cool.
been that might have been the first thing I sculpted actually. Maybe don't know.
Really? Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
but the head on this was really good. Was it Headeration? Yeah, yeah.
I believe it is. Yeah, Heteration. I like the even the scarring on the
Oh yeah,
chest.
so that's like some clay or whatever I put on there to do that. That's pretty good.
Look at that,
Forgot that
man.
I
That's
did
so
that.
good. I
Yeah, it's
love
good.
that. I love when people add those sort of details, especially on like a Sabu custom or something like that. They do like the added like lifted scarring. Oh, dude, it
Hmm.
like it sets it over the edge. Man, this is making me want like an official Hayabusa from Mattel or something like that. This looks factory made. This is oh man. It looks factory made because I know Mattel wouldn't do the toe cut thing. They
Yeah,
would cut corners
yeah,
and
yeah,
not do it.
yeah,
That's how I know it's factory made.
yeah. Cut, cut corners, not toes. I think that's what
Exactly.
they say.
Dude, I think that's their motto, right? From memory.
Yeah.
Mattel, cut corners, not toes. I want to talk a little bit about cutting some toes of nah, maybe some that's a bad joke, and you'll see why.
Okay.
Kerry Von Erich,
Oh, close.
some world class championship wrestling, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People might see WCCW. What is that a typo? No, dude, you're an uncultured little swine. If I'm being honest, WCCW. Kerry Von Erich. And this is like a custom NWA title, I believe. This whole thing, man. I especially after seeing Iron Claw, I've got such an appreciation for like the Texas Sportatorium and
Hmm.
that sort of
Hmm.
history. And on like I guess where WWE is on my streaming program has all this WCCW and all these like so we have Smoking Mountain Wrestling and all. So I've been binging a lot of that. Makes me appreciate this a lot more. Are you a big like Von Erich head? Is this your I guess when we were talking earlier, you mentioned maybe like the 80s and stuff like that or maybe 90s was your era of wrestling. Where did the Von Erich sort of sit, and where does this custom sit for you when it comes to making figures and making customs? I can see a really unique freaking arm sculpt here, and I like it.
Yeah, I think I did this off the back of watching the Iron Claw movie, I think, because I think
Right,
that was why. Because I wouldn't have been aware of the flowers if I hadn't seen that. I don't think.
right.
Um, but yeah, not. I mean, I don't know. I kind of, as a kid, I didn't really. I just thought of a Texas Tornado as like a shit Ultimate Warrior, but
Yeah,
um, obviously that's not the case. He was way
yeah.
better. Um, and and then I think I watched Dark Side of the Ring, which is when I sort of like learned about the whole thing. Yeah, and then that movie. But yeah, just like yeah, I mean that whole family thing is super tragic and weird, isn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah.
They should have changed their last name to Storm. It's a bad joke. It's a
Mm.
bad joke. It's a bad joke.
Oh
It's a
yes.
bad joke.
Sure, 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 sure. Yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe this name's gonna be cursed. Maybe not. Let's not. Well, how about we
Let's
wait
hope
and
not.
see?
Hey,
There's already too many storms in
Ro-
wrestling. Okay, let's all be honest. Yeah, Yellow Roses with Kerry is a
is
wonderful
that
contest,
your
straight up.
is that your segue to Lance Storm by any chance? No.
Yeah, so he's my uncle. Sure. Yeah. I think I've said it like once on here that he's my uncle, so I guess we'll ride with that. He's definitely my uncle, guys. Shout out to Uncle Lance, I like to call him.
Fam-
Unky Lance.
famously Australian.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Famously Australian, exact. And you know what else is famously Australian? This segue is not good. This is not famously Australian, but this made me laugh so hard when you did this. You might know what it is. It might be, I think, one of your best, probably your best custom, probably the best custom ever. And I think you
I
know
think I
where
know
I'm
it.
going with this.
I think so. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So this John Cena custom, as you guys can see on your screen, you can't see it, and I think, in all honesty, I think this is the best. It's the most accurate in my opinion. Talk to me a little bit about no, but yeah, talk to me about making this post. Did you want to like, what was okay? This wasn't even in April as well, so I appreciate that.
No, I don't know. I don't know why I did it at this point or what made it come to me at this point, but um, yeah, I think like I got way more likes on this than I did something that I posted just before it that spent a long time on. Uh,
Dude,
um,
that's always the worst. Sometimes that always
I think
happens with
I,
posts.
I think my favorite part of this gag is just that I've got another, a detail shot that you can scroll to.
Exactly, yeah, which I like
Yeah.
a lot better. Yeah, this one is more in depth. It's closer. You can actually see the more details of a. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I hate you for this. The Vanilla Ice version. I hate you for this. I still want to see that. I want to see that Vanilla Ice version. Did you ever posted that?
No, I know it didn't win.
Oh, it didn't win. That's why. Okay,
No, no, no. It came like super close. I wanted
gotcha.
to do it. I think I started like researching how to do certain bits, and then it didn't. I forgot. Maybe I don't know which one did win. Maybe it was. Don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It was probably one that was worthy, wasn't it, of winning? No, just
yeah.
kidding. That's
I
that
think
one's. You know what? If you submitted that like just a blank screen, I wonder if that would have won. If you like it submitted that way, if you could win the competition that way, be like, oh, look at the custom figure, after it's done, send that in your little felt backdrop. I like that.
I think it could not now because I've done it, but I think it could have done.
It
I
could've
feel
done.
like Mattel's attempt at it is a bit weird.
Oh yeah,
Because he's just see through, but there's still a photo of him on the back, and
yeah,
you can see the clothes. It should
yeah,
just be nothing, right? And just the name.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
I think it's really funny because
selling an empty pack. Well, you could just have him as like see-through plastic, right?
this is true, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go all. I mean, maybe. I don't know, maybe they have their reasons. It's freaking Mattel. They're a conglomerate. But I think like even the eyes are printed on the head scan, which is really like weird looking in
Oh, are
person.
they?
Yeah, like on this translucent, really like, you can just see like these
That is
eyes
weird.
just piercing into your soul a little bit. Depends if that's your forte. Some people like that, but not not me. But You know what I like? No, I hate my segues. I want to talk a little bit about this podcast that you used to run called What's
Mm.
Crackin', dude. Now, I'm
Hmm.
not sure if this is taking a hiatus or whatever the case, but tell me a little bit about making this podcast and maybe where I'm trying to find a good way to say it. Where it's freaking whereabouts.
So I guess the inception of this was just because like not really not like the people who I did it with and who I was talking with and all sort of stuff.
Right.
Not well me it was selfishly really is like not being able to have conversations about this stuff in real life because it was so niche that anyone in my real world had no
Yeah.
interest in it. No, not even wrestling really. I don't really know anybody prior to this that's even interested, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it was kind of just a way like an outlet to have conversations. The only reason why it kind of stopped was just the editing. Just
Oh
the
my
editing
god.
was annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at starting a new one at the moment, which is like a different thing. It's still wrestling figures, but not under
Yeah.
this name. Um, which I'm kind of working on at the moment, but I haven't recorded anything yet. I've done a I've done artwork. I've had a theme tune made. That's about it
Oh
so
yeah,
far.
dude.
But
You had a
yeah.
theme tune made, dude? Wait, how did you wait, you went through lengths to get a theme tune made? This is
Well,
awesome.
I've got a friend who I work with who is like a composer,
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
I just get him to do it. But I did like it's really good. It's like I don't know if you ever remember the Silver Vision ads on the old wrestling like WWF tapes.
I'm about to look it up right now.
There was like a I don't even know what it was. It was just like a compilation of wrestling stuff by like Silver Vision Video, but it had like a really sort of
Oh yeah, I'm hearing it now. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like a
Okay.
remix of that because that's like my childhood wrestling alarm, I suppose. But it's like
That's your jam, yeah.
yeah. So it's just like a remix version of that, but now I kind of feel like I have to like at least do one episode
Yeah.
just so I can play it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
dude. I mean,
yeah.
I imagine like the editing stuff, because sometimes like Figure Friday is like a one man team, so like the editing, the all that stuff, like you don't take into account. You want to get the episode out of there. You want to get into the grips of the people, right? But sometimes you're only a human, and that's kind of
Yeah, and
I wish
I
I was
say that,
Cyborg.
but I never even edited it anyway, really. Like the first
Yeah,
the first one I did more so. I put like, things in between stuff. But then
yeah,
as it got further on, I just let it go for
yeah,
an hour and then just sort of leave it. Put a thing on the front, put a thing on the back, done.
yeah.
So I
Sometimes,
don't know
hey,
what I'm
that's
talking about
that's the
really.
bread and butter right there. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah, yeah.
that's what this show is. I mean, unfortunately, I mean you get all the all the burps, all the ums and ahs and everything. You get everything in here. Jacob, the
I
wrestling
think that
fan. I'm really late, but
yeah, it's really like
as Adam was gonna say, sorry. As
I
you
don't
were
know what I was
late,
gonna
Jacob.
say.
I can't believe you, Jacob. No, I'm joking. Thank you for being here, Jacob. I love you to bits.
Um, I don't know. Jacob's ruined it. I don't know what I was going to say.
I completely saw you go blank, and I was like, "Fuck." No, but I think when we talk about editing, I'm trying to. I don't know, editing
um,
on. Sometimes it's better to hear like the I don't know the one
oh yeah,
hour like
yeah.
fuckery
I
in the
think
middle. I
like
guess.
I think I don't know. A lot of things that I listen to podcast wise, I prefer the rawness. It feels a
Yeah,
bit more intimate
yeah,
if you hear like the umming and ahhing and stuff.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
I agree for like a show product, do some editing and some cuts and stuff like that. But for podcasts, I mean, I like it. I mean, I wish I could edit sometimes if it's like just me, because like sometimes I go, what am I talking about? I need a breath, I need whatever the case. But so with that being said, I want to know with not what's cracking is coming back, but you got another new little pod on the horizon. Is that the case?
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
We've got
Okay.
like we have a Facebook group called Figure It Out, which is just like
Oh
a
yeah.
bunch of customizers. Um, it's like I think there's about 3,000 people in there, which considering like how niche doing this is, and it's pretty
That's a
active.
good following, man. That's a pretty big
Yeah, yeah,
following. Yeah,
yeah.
3,000 in a Facebook group. I mean, that's like a pretty good Facebook group. I mean, and also who uses Facebook nowadays? So still, that's a good like Facebook group. You know,
Yeah,
three
yeah,
thousand.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's for this like wrestling figure stuff, Facebook's pretty good, but you know,
yeah,
generally it's parents posting dinner and
yeah.
shit, isn't it? Really, it's like
I agree, man. There's a
yeah,
big following for wrestling figures on Facebook
yeah,
for
yeah,
some
yeah.
reason. Maybe
But
that's a
that's like
market that needs to
the
be hacked into.
well, it's like it's the whole group thing is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think if somebody brings out a new social media platform that's more aimed at, I mean, I guess Discord is that, but
yeah. What are you
I
gonna
don't
do?
know, maybe
Post on
that's what I'll go.
Discord? Yeah, yeah. This is
Yeah,
true. Yeah, I agree. Maybe a new social media platform comes around. Maybe we have to start one.
yeah,
Adam
sure.
Storm. Adam Storm. That sounds like a used car salesman. Adam Storm. Dude, but before we get out of here, dude, I've been picking your brain for an hour now, and
Hmm.
I want to thank you for coming on for one. But I got a few little final questions. We'll wrap it
Sure.
up here. Can't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you. But also, I got freaking work, dude. Nick Storm, no days off. I'm putting it on a shirt. I love taking days off, though. This is true. But your questions, Adam, are coming through right this second.
Hmm.
As I look for my notes. Okay, here we are. If you had the pen, what are
Hmm.
some wrestling figure formulas that you would change ASAP? Where it comes to either Mattel, Jazzwares, if you had the pen, what are some formulas off the top of your dome you would instantly change?
Of stuff that's been released, you mean, or like is
Yeah,
coming out?
yeah. Of stuff that's being
Um,
released or coming out or whatever Mattel has in the pipeline or have.
I mean, there's a this. I did a Stone Cold the other day, and there's an issue with arm sizes. Like, there's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really like I'm not change. It's not changing it for like another part, but there's like a lack of a slightly bigger arm. So
Yeah.
like Razor Ramon's arms are always too small, but then like the one up from it is like too sort of hench. There's
Yeah.
like, but otherwise you have to go too thin. So that always annoys me. Um, the weird RVD boot thing, which you know everyone kind of goes on about, that I don't really understand. So whenever that happens, definitely that.
Yeah, yeah, because they
Um,
have the boot mold. Like it's anyway. I don't want to get. This is another topic. This is a huge tangent,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
the boot sculpts anyway.
But I don't know. So I can't think. Like I'm pretty terrible for trolling posts when I see something that's wrong. Like I just love to. Why have you done that?
Yeah,
At Bill, but yeah, I don't know. I forget immediately afterwards. But you
yeah,
know, it's just good to get let off a bit of steam, isn't it? In those
yeah.
comments.
I want to know how do you yeah, dude, this is true. How do you what do you think of like the torso they're using for Solo Sokoa going forward? Because I remember you made like a really good Solo Sokoa
Mm.
custom as well back in the day. Do you remember that Elite off the top of your head?
Yeah, that I got like so much shit on that post that it was amazing for like my traction.
Yeah, I guess
Because
there's
everyone
that.
just said he
Yeah,
was so. Everyone was like, everyone was so angry that he was like a bit too wide, and it was like, well, it's either he's too small or he's too big. Like, what do you want
yeah.
to do? But then I still think it holds up. I think he is.
It
He's
was more
pretty big,
accurate than the
isn't he?
one that Mattel used the first time around. I still stand by that. I mean, like the Jeff Hardy torso they went for the first time, I think that was a little too skinny. Oh, you have it in
Yeah,
hand? Yeah.
yeah. This one, I think
Oh
this
yeah.
one's all right. It's probably still maybe not quite wide enough, but it works. I'm doing a
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Okay,
I
cool.
don't I don't know whether I don't know because I need to put like like a vest on it. So I
Yeah.
might use
Okay.
this and just sort of cut into it. I'm not sure yet,
Right.
but um, yeah,
Dude, how good that Jacob Fatu, man. That's the Heteration head as well. I remember that.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
that
yeah,
from
yeah.
anywhere, dude. I've scrolled through
Yeah,
that website with freaking financially, you know, just in the
yeah,
dumps,
exactly.
just scrolling through that website.
And
Look
this
at that.
guy.
Oh, is that Zilla?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's okay. That's gonna be great. Do you think he's gonna debut
That'd
as
be good.
well? You think he's gonna be in the Bloodline at some point?
It will be at some point. That's why I kind of want to have it like, in the back pocket.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I can
dude. And
just,
so you could just post it on the same day, and then people will be like, "What the hell? 1 hour turnaround time?" And you'd
yeah,
be like, "Yeah, I did that.
yeah,
I did this in 30 minutes, actually."
yeah. Like do as like as much, so you've got like a bit of room to change the attire or whatever. But
Yeah.
um, yeah.
This is true. Jacob, the wrestling fan. This can be both. Heck, I'll answer it, and so can you, Adam. What were your favorite AEW reveals during SDCC? Mine were the Briscoes, Takeshita, Sky Blue, and Brandon Cutler. Those are some great freaking reveals. I love the Briscoes, dude. I think those are like one of the figures I'm looking forward to the most out of the year. Maybe the Briscoes. I really like the fact that we're getting an Osprey so soon. Supreme Moxley is going to be fun. That we're finally doing the golf cart set. There's a few things. I might have
Hmm.
to do like a deep dive on AEW figure reveals. But were there any that tickled your fancy? I'm not too sure where you sit on AEW as like a side of a if you're the side of wrestling or as I should say freaking a fan of wrestling. I'm not sure where you sit on that. But are there some
I
AEW figure reveals that you look out
Well,
for?
I don't. I don't. I'm not like a. I am like a WWE loyalist, but I'm not. Not one of those.
Yeah,
It's great,
yeah. Thank you.
but I don't. I don't really like Jazzwares figures that much. There's like some that are okay. It's
Right.
mostly like the faces that bother me. The mask stuff is always pretty good. Although having said that, I think the another Storm, the Tony Storm thing that they did is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
just think that kind of reminds me of the Jack stuff where it was a little bit more inventive.
Yeah.
Um, when they do that stuff, it's just some of it seems a bit lazy, which kind of annoys me. When like, I feel like they could have done more with the Owen Hart, for example.
Right.
Yeah, some other stuff, but yeah, Briscoes are cool. Anytime they do a Brody King, it's really good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know who Sky Blue is,
Yeah,
but
dude. I mean,
whatever.
any Brody King figure, I'll echo that sentiment because holy hell, you get a tatted up punk dude in a freaking figure line. Oh, but he's beefy as hell. He's still one of my favorite AEW figures, and in my collection probably, man. He's every Brody King
Yeah,
is great. Apparently they sell too. I mean, makes
I've
sense.
never seen it. I've never seen it in real life. But
Damn,
they're
damn.
quite hard to get over here. No one really sells them. But that's
Yeah.
probably. I don't even think I have any Jazzwares figures at all now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Are there
yeah.
any that are coming out that might exit you, or I should say, enter you back into that realm of collecting?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I like that Tony Storm thing, but I don't think I need it. I need to own it.
Exactly, yeah.
Um,
That reminds me of that old Billy Graham that Jax made. If I don't know if you remember that
yeah,
one,
yeah,
the black and white. Yeah,
yeah,
I do love that sort of stuff. Like people say like Jazzwares is the new Jax. I mean, that there's like I feel like there's good and bad in that. I don't know. I think they've always had like an uphill battle. I feel like to punch up. And I think like that Tony Storm for one is super super freaking exciting, man.
yeah,
Just the
yeah. There
black
was
and white
another
with
one
the
as
red
well.
lipstick.
Oh yeah, the Orange Cassidy one was pretty cool as well. That like
Oh yeah.
sort of like it looks a bit sketched or something.
Yeah,
I
it's like
think.
animatic
Yeah,
style or whatever it is.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So that was kind of cool. Just those things that are like a bit more interesting,
Yeah.
Um,
And then people are like, but oh, we're gonna wait however many years for a regular Tony Storm figure. And yeah, so people are never happy, I feel like.
no, no, of course, but
Yeah,
people are
people are never happy, but people are always,
no,
but F people. F
yeah,
people.
exactly.
I don't want to be on record saying that. I don't know, FBI might be looking out for me, dude. F people?
I think you're fine.
Anyway,
You'll be
Okay,
fine.
good. I think I'm also fine. I'm thinking about it too much. Also, I want to ask a little bit, a little bit about. I got some few questions out of here, and then freaking, we'll leave. Okay, we'll get out of here. I see the red light on. All right, they're playing the wrap up music. It's the Grammys. But I want to ask, what are I should say, who are 3 customizers out there that you think are severely underrated?
Underrated. Um, I'll firstly say my friend Nick at Clarky Collector. Um, he's like he takes quite a while with each one he does, but not in a bad
Oh yeah,
way. He just has like a lot of attention to detail, um,
right.
and they're pretty flawless. I don't. Yeah, he's one. I guess there was one guy I spoke to the other day, but I only hadn't seen before. It shows how shit the sort of Instagram algorithm is. That's like,
Yeah,
showing me like how to like whiten my teeth constantly, and like, and the amount of times I have to say it's irrelevant, and then I
yeah,
don't see like something that's actually useful. Um,
yeah. That's the algorithm right there.
yeah, I don't know. The rest of the ones that I speak to a lot, they're all like pretty well followed, so I wouldn't say they're
Right.
underrated. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Well, dude, how about Clarky gets all 3 spots?
sure. It's his it's his birthday on Sunday, so
Oh no
that's
shit, dude! Happy birthday, Clarky Collector. What the hell? I'm gonna message him. I don't think I message him like a lot, but I'm gonna message him because you said that. Because everyone needs a good birthday wish, right? Surely,
yeah,
surely.
yeah, exactly.
Because I'm such a good freaking person. Let's get out of here, dude. I want to say, Adam, thank you so damn much for joining me
Thanks
here
so
today
much,
on
man.
Figure Friday, dude. No, I appreciate it, bro. I mean, we've been trying to link this up for like a little bit, it feels like, and so
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
to
yeah.
get time on both ends is gosh darn good. And you always have an open invite, man. If you ever want to hop in, you're always
Yeah,
freaking
cool,
welcome.
man.
You know you are. And I want to say, Adam, for the people out there who might not know if you have anything going on, roll the red carpet out for yourself. Tell the people where they can to find you, any projects that you have lined up, maybe, or whatever the frickin' case is.
At 3XR Studio on Instagram, everything links from there. Really, same handle on other stuff. Yeah, there's some stuff. A few customs that I'm doing that aren't commissions that hopefully I'll get out in the next few days. Joe Hendry next one, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah, but yeah, good to meet you, voice to voice, eventually.
yeah, voice to
But yeah,
voice,
man,
face to face.
hopefully, yeah, let's do it again. And then
Absolutely, dude.
if my show comes to fruition, I'll get you on that and
I'm always
go from
free,
there.
dude. I'd love to. That'd be a fun time. I'm always down for that, man. I'd
Cool,
seriously
man.
freaking message me. You know where to find me. But do the people know where to find me? That's such a good question. At Nick Storm Review everywhere you can. Instagram and X. Oh, I hate calling it X. How about Twitter? Instagram and Twitter. And if you guys wanted to get a little spiffy, a little bit spruced up, go over to Linktree, Nick Storm Review. We've got a pro wrestling tease. But I think with that being said, I'm gonna get the frick out of here and stop taking up people's times because I actually have to get to work. Damn, bro.
It's
I already got to work and I'm getting more to work, dude. You know me.
it's the next day here now anyway, so happy Saturday.
Oh yeah, happy Saturday! Finally, it's Saturday here too, so it's good that I have a
Oh, is
Saturday
it?
brethren.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
behind. Right. Okay, you're a future guy.
No,
All right.
yeah, look, all the Americans out there. I mean, they're like, I wish it was Saturday, but no, man, we're stealing it from them
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit, okay? But yeah, at 3XR Studio, at Nick Storm Review everywhere you gosh darn can, and from Nick Storm, from Figure Friday, I'll be seeing ya when I'm freaking looking at you next. Bye bye.